What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know this already, in the Quick Play browser, when it comes to Modern Warfare 3, Dome is actually implemented into the rotation. I'm sure a bunch of you guys already know this, but for those who don't, yeah, if you go to 6v6, you can actually play Dome for Modern Warfare 3, the original. And, we already played it in Modern Warfare 2 2022, but they went ahead and, crossed it over to Modern Warfare 3 here. And again, that's great and all, and it's nice that they added a little bit more content. I would still prefer something new, obviously, but I'm not going to go on a rant about that because I've already made videos about this, so, this video isn't about that specifically. But at the end of the day, it's nice to see Dome, but it kind of sparked a topic that I thought would be cool to go ahead and introduce on this channel, and it'll be cool to see you guys go down in the comment section and give your opinions about this as well. But I was sitting down and thinking to myself, there are so many remastered maps within the Call of Duty universe right now. Both Treyarch, Infinity Ward, and even Sledgehammer Games have remastered a massive amount of remasters across the board from all of the OG titles. And of course, there are plenty of remasters that are still missing that I would love to see introduced maybe in the future at some point in time. Not really with this game. Again, I'm just going to say it now. We need some fresh maps. The game launched with all the Modern Warfare 2 content. We knew from day one it was going to get a bit stale. Here we are, all the things that we thought back then have come true. We just need a little bit more fresh content. So hopefully Season 3 will be less remasters and more fresh stuff. But across the board, all these developers have made these remasters, yet and still they're locked behind individual games. It hurts so bad. It really does to know that there are great maps locked behind Modern Warfare 2019, Modern Warfare 2 2022, and Modern Warfare 3 here. Maps that you can't see in other titles. So as you're progressing through time, and as we're currently here right now with Modern Warfare 3, there are tons of maps that are phenomenal, like Crash and Backlot within Modern Warfare 2019. Phenomenal, amazing maps. Yet, the only way I could possibly play them ever again is either I go back to the OG COD 4, or, I go back to Modern Warfare 2019 where they're remastered. And I'll be honest, I might get some hate for this, but I like the remastered maps to a certain degree. I like how good they polish them off, We can't lie about that. They look fresh, they look clean. It's always the games that weigh down the maps themselves. But when it comes to the look of the maps, let's be real, they look phenomenal compared to their previous versions in the OG games. But again, the only way you can gain access to these maps is going back to previous titles. Again, broadcast as well. Imagine all of these maps in Modern Warfare 3 with Modern Warfare 3 gameplay. Again, I know scope-based matchmaking makes the game really rough for a lot of players out there, but for people who are still, enjoying what, Sledgehammer has done to the gameplay mechanics for this title here, could you imagine all those classic bangers with this type of gameplay? I would have loved to play all those maps on this game, but again, we can't do it. The only way you can revisit these maps is if you bounce from title to title. And yes, Sledgehammer is slowly adding in more and more maps from Modern Warfare 2 2022 into the Modern Warfare 3 rotation to add more content, but that doesn't excuse the rest of the crowd. And I guarantee that Treyarch, when their game comes out, they're not going to have all the remasters from their previous games, all the remastered bangers that they put into Black Ops Cold War and into Black Ops 4. Of course, they're going to have the usuals. They'll probably put like Raid and Nuketown and all, the ones that everybody always counts on, just like how, Infinity Ward and Sledgehammer usually put in the same usual maps as well. But the creative, unique maps that we don't see all the time are not going to enter a brand new title by Treyarch. I can promise you this. And it's so sad because those are my favorite maps. Yes, the usual favorites are good and all, but I like having more variety in the mix. I like them to put me into scenarios and situations that will change up the gameplay loop, because that makes COD interesting to me, And again, in order to get those experiences, I have to go back to other titles. And the thing that sucks about that is that not everybody enjoys those titles. I know some people who would rather die before going back and playing Modern Warfare 2019. And I'm not talking too much smack, even though it's not my personal favorite. I respect that other people really enjoy that game. I totally do. But again, from people I know individuals who would rather die than go back to that game, which means all the banging remasters are completely scrapped. I would love to play Backlot again. It's one of my favorite maps from Call of Duty 4. But I can't. I just simply can't because it's not on this current game. And, I don't feel like going back to Modern Warfare 2019. It wasn't one of my favorite games, and, it's just old. I would rather play the current title right now. So I just got to basically kiss that map goodbye. Basically, I feel like all these maps, if it gets remastered, it should stay in the rotation. It should come back within every single game so you can continuously enjoy those maps. It's not like Battlefield or Halo or any of these other games where it's out for years on top of years on top of years. That's not how COD works. A COD game drops once a year. I wish it would stop. Truthfully, I wish this cycle would end and we don't have to deal with a yearly Call of Duty cycle anymore and they could release one every 2 to 3 years, but that's simply not the case. And no, Microsoft, I know a lot of people want to put faith in them, and yeah, Microsoft might do a few good things, including Game Pass and having COD on it and stuff like that, but, do you really think a massive corporation like Microsoft is going to want to stop what's going on with COD? A cash cow that literally tops sales across the board over any other game yearly? What other game do you know that does that, And if a game does do that, it's usually a game that's out for a long time. It's not coming out every single year. It's been out for years on top of years on top of years as live support. People love it. It's a hardcore game, hardcore, player base. Those are the other games I'll probably compete, or a brand new banging title that's, a single player game or something of that sort that gets a lot of hype. But, well, I can't really say that because Helldivers 2 is also popping off like crazy as well. But realistically, Call of Duty makes bank every single year. It does. It's a very rare occurrence. It's nearly impossible to do, to be able to make pretty much the same game yearly and make millions for it. So why would Microsoft stop that, right? So I don't see Call of Duty going on a every other year, every few years cycle in anywhere in the near future, sadly, even though that's what I want. So with that being said, I feel like they have to start prioritizing these remasters, because remasters, when you remaster a map, it's special. That's the whole purpose of remastering something. You're remastering it because you want to tap into people's nostalgia, right? So they mean something to individuals. People who went and played the OG COD games like Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, or Black Ops 1, World at War, or Black Ops 2, and all those other games. When they see these remasters come back into the game, they are interested. They love them. They really like them. And the majority of the time they do. It's usually, once again, the game that ruins the experience for a lot of people. Not the map itself. It's usually the game. People don't really care for the newer, style of gameplay, especially if you're an OG COD guy. If you've been playing COD for a long time. New COD feels way different than old COD. Old COD was a little bit more tamed, I guess. New COD is very cracked out. It's insane. So, playing these maps on newer games might not interest a lot of the people who are playing the OG titles and, those maps back in their prime. But still, I just feel like, personally, they should transfer from game to game to game. But it's up for debate, Just because I'm saying this doesn't mean it's true whatsoever, obviously, Everything on this channel is opinion-based. I want to know what you guys think. Do you think that it will be a good idea for them to incorporate every single remaster into every single game, or do you think it will be a problem? Because on the other side of things, it would eventually become too much content. Wouldn't you think, having all the remasters from every single game? Because, if they're going to keep remastering maps over time, eventually we're going to get to a point where they're all going to be remastered. And if that's the case and they implement that into every single game, how would you even get any of the new content? You're going to have, dozens of maps in the rotation that are remasters, and maybe, 5 to 10 are new in there, you know what I'm saying? So I completely understand both sides, but I just think I'm leaning more towards the side of having all of this content come back into every single game. Because, I'm playing Modern Warfare 3, and I'm just thinking to myself, like a map like Broadcast or Backlot, Crash, all those maps that were in Modern Warfare 2019 would really be slapping right now. But the only way I could play it is if I go back to Modern Warfare 2019. And yeah, they're bringing back some of the Modern Warfare 2 2022 maps in Modern Warfare 3, but not all of them just yet. So if there's still some remasters you like out of Modern Warfare 2 2022, you gotta go back to that game. And I know there's a ton of people who despise Modern Warfare 2 2022. And they don't even want to go ahead and consider hopping back on that experience. So they get to miss out on all those maps as well. So I personally just think it'll be a better experience for everyone if we could have all the remasters. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, as I said before, go down in the comment section, leave your opinions down below about how you feel about everything. Also, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hated it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. We post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern time. And of course, if you want to catch any of my live streams, I do it over on Kick pretty much daily besides Sundays. You can find a link to my Kick channel down in the description of this video. As always, thank you for tuning in. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.